Okay, now we're live. So, today is the 27th, 10/27. Our objective is to still solve by substitution. But what we're going to have to do first is we're going to have to first solve for a variable, either x or y. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. Either x or y. Okay, we're going to solve for a variable, either x or y. Okay. Well, the same rules are going to apply today, and that is I like to put them side by side, because when I put them side by side, I have room to work. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take both of these equations and I'm going to rewrite them. Negative x plus y equals 3, and I'll put on the other side, I'll go my 3x plus y equals negative 1. And I just like to put a line between them. You don't have to. I like to put a line between them because I've got the first equation, do my work, second equation, do my work. It just kind of keeps them separate, okay? I like what Bailey said. What you have to do is solve for a variable. You can do three things. You could solve for x, you could solve for y. You could solve for x, you could solve for y. What is the easiest? Bailey said, let's just bring this x over, plus x plus x. I would have a y equals a 3 plus x. That's the easiest. Now, I have it. Instead of writing y over here, I know what y is equal to. So I solved it so it says y equals. So instead of writing y right here, let's write what y is equal to. So I'm going to put this x, this 3 plus x, in for y. I'm going to replace it. 3x plus, not y, don't write y at all, but put the 3 plus x into its place. Now when I look at the equation, it's all x's. I can solve for x. I don't really need the parentheses because there's no number in front. You guys okay with that? I don't really need the parentheses, so I'm going to rewrite as 3x plus 3 plus x equals negative 1. And I'm just going to solve for x. Invisible 1. 3x plus x is 4x. Plus 3 equals negative 1. Minus 3. Minus 3. I've got a 4x equals negative 4. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X equals negative 1. So I have half my answer. Right? Okay with that? I've got half my answer. To get the other half, we just substitute again. Well, if x is negative 1, let's write negative 1 right here. So since x is negative 1, let's put negative 1 right here. So now I'm going to substitute again. I'll take my negative 1. I'll put it right over here for x. So y equals 3 plus a negative 1, because that's what the value of x is. So instead of writing x, write negative 1. That's 3 plus a negative 1, which is 2. Now my answer is a point. Am I going too fast? No. Okay. So my answer is a point. And it's negative 1, 2. That's my answer, okay? And we didn't graph them, because that would be the silly way to do it, right? We really have two lines. Here we go. Got you. What we found is,
and then drop.
We don't even know what the lines look like. You with me? We have no clue, but we know one thing. Only one thing. We know where they cross. And that's all we care about. Where they cross. Okay, 1, 2. Make sense? Okay, let's take a look at that. What's that? Oh, you know what? Thank you for giving me a teaching moment. Thank you for giving me a teaching moment. Because it can be like this, right? All we care about is where the intersection.
You good?
It doesn't have to be this. Do that. Do that. All we care about is where the intersection. Alexis, what did I say? Okay, here we go. Number 2, let's take a look again. So let's write them side by side. And So, taking a look at these two, there's really three things you could do. It does not matter. Pick the easiest. Are you going to solve for this? Do you want to solve for x? Bring the y over. You're going to solve for y. Bring the x over. Do a solve. Oh, that's a lot of work because you get divided by -3, right? You could. You could. Yeah, I don't want to go. Or you could solve for y. Bring the x over. What do you want to do? Okay. Artie, what do you want to solve? This x right here? Yeah. Awesome. So bring the y over. Okay. Good. See, it doesn't matter. I could have picked for you, but it doesn't matter. Okay, put that away. So Artie's side, we're going to solve for x. So I'm going to go minus x. I'll have y equals -2 minus x. So instead of writing y over here, I'm going to write instead, I'm going to substitute its 2 minus x in for y. -3x plus my -2 minus x equals 6. Don't write y. Don't write y. Just write what it equals. The value is -2 minus x. Okay, now I can simplify this. I can solve for x. I don't need the parentheses because there's nothing in front of it. If there was, I would just distribute it. Invisible 1. I like the invisible 1. It's going to help me, okay? I like that invisible 1. Help me out, okay? -4x, right? +2. Divide by -4. X equals -2. Now that's only half our answer, right? We've got to get the y. So let's go ahead and take the -2. Put it there, right? In for x. I'm going to go y equals -2 minus, not x, but what x equals. X equals -2. Put that there. Okay, I got a double negative. Double negative. Y equals 0. So I have an answer. My answer is a point. -2, 0. How's that? Thumbs up? You guys getting it? Okay, it's not that bad, is it? And it's a lot better than graphing. A lot better than graphing, okay? All right. Example 3. Same thing. All right. Let's go ahead and x minus 2y equals 7. 3x minus 2y equals 3. Okay. So again, I see the one there's really only one obvious choice. There are 4 ways to do it. So there's only one that's easy. You guys see the one that's easy? What do you see, Jay? Huh? That's it. I agree. Yeah, bring the 2x over, you guys put 2y over, totally agree. Otherwise, with this one you have to divide by 3, and this one you have to divide by -2, you get ugly fractions, totally agree. You guys agree with Jay? Easiest one is to solve for x here. Thank you, Jay. Okay. So, let's do that. Let's go plus 2y plus 2y. I'm going to have x equals 7 plus 2y. We can now make our substitution. I can take 7 plus 2y and plug it in for the value of x, because x equals that, right? So plug it in there for my x. I'll have 3, but not x. Not x, but I'm going to put the 7 plus 2y right in there for it. And now I'm going to simplify. This time I will have to distribute. I can do that. That's not a big deal, right? I'm going to go that times that. 21 plus 6y minus 2y equals 3. How am I doing? 6y minus 2y. Let's make that a 4y. You can see those two for sure. 4y plus 21 equals 3. Minus 21, minus 21. 4y equals a negative, what's that, 17, 18, right? Right, it's not going to turn out even. Divide by 4. Divide by 4, that's at negative 9/2, negative 4.5, right? Negative 4.5. Okay, so my answer as a point, oh, I don't have it yet. I'm not done, because I got to put that right there. So I've got a y equals, I don't have an x equals. All right, so I can do this. X equals 7 plus 2, and I'll go negative 4.5. Find x, 7 plus, that's a negative 9. I know that because I just did something like that over here. That makes a negative 2. X equals a negative 2. My answer, may have to scoot my answer up here because I'm running out of room. My answer is a point, negative 2, negative 4.5, right? X, y. Negative 2, negative 4.5. How am I doing? Doing okay? Awesome. More thumbs up. I'm feeling better all the time. Good. Now, why do we even learn this stuff? Right? Well, actually, it has some applications, okay? Example 4 is a little bit of an application because you got two things going on. So you have two things. We have adult tickets and student tickets, okay? And I've got adult tickets and student tickets, right? How many tickets did I sell? Okay, so I've got 64 adult tickets, right? Plus I've got 132 student tickets, right? But we don't know how much it costs, right? So we'll say X and Y, right? We don't know how much it costs at all, right? But we made $1,040, okay? So whenever you have two equations, you have to have two variables, two equations. Two variables, two equations. Again, two variables, two equations, because you have to be able to substitute. Make sense? Two variables, two equations. I need a second equation. So let's see, is there a second equation up there? Adult tickets cost twice as much as students. Right? So you put adult equals 2. So the adult tickets, here's in a second equation, adult tickets cost twice students, okay? Could we substitute? Let's just use A and S. That makes it easier. Let's use the same variables, okay? So let's take and substitute 2S right there. So I make my substitution. I get a 64 times my 2S. My S's, I don't want them to look like 5s. Plus 132S equals 1,040, right? How am I doing, okay? I'm going to multiply that. It's 128S plus 132S equals 1,040. I just multiplied. I can add these two. 132. Oh gosh, that's a terrible 2. Alright, let's add those two. 132. I know, they really do. Try to make them look like S's as much as I can. Okay, that'll help. That would help a lot. Okay, so what is, let me grab a calculator. Let's add those together, right? 128 plus 132, what is that, about 200 or something? Close to 300, close to 300? I know. 128 plus 132, 260, okay. 260, and you like a small s? Is that better, small s? Divide. Okay, so 1,040 divided by 260 equals 4, okay. So that means student tickets are $4, right? What about adult tickets? Why? Yes, why? Twice as much, right? You could substitute it in, but you know they're twice as much. So $8. All right, you guys are so smart. Okay, so same thing in your journal. And we have some time to work today. 10 to 19, all. We're not at it until 12:10. We'll try and do fun things next week when we get back to normal, okay?